the day that Tom Brady announced he wasn't coming back, what did I tell you? What did I tell you here on this very edition of the show? This is way before Peacock was a twinkle in our eyes, sir.
That's a long time ago. This is mid-March.
It's mid-March, which feels like it was 19 Marches ago, but that's the nature of 2020.
You said, welcome to the rest of us.
Welcome to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know at the time that entering Week 14, my version of This Is Us for me would be still winless, but I think you've kind of picked up my gist. Welcome to the rest of us, that all of the wondrous years of water skiing behind the yachts that Tom Brady would provide you as a fan, that those were going to go away, and you were going to wind up losing football games that you're not used to losing. And what I kind of meant also was what we saw this very week in Los Angeles after the Rams dismantled the New England Patriots 24-3. And the dismantling of the Patriots last night was jarring, because the welcome to the rest of us is not just the losing of games that you sometimes would win, but the inconsistency, just the awful inconsistency. Like, say, go out to Los Angeles, play 2 games in a span of 5 days, win one 45-0, and then lose the other 24-3.
Yeah.
Like, where was the team that won 45-0 in that very building? That's how, as you know, quickly things can change in the National Football League. 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down. You've been a pauper, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn, and a king. You've been up, you're down, you're over and out. And you know one thing, that's life.
That's what people
Without
say.
Tom Brady, that's what people say. That's what people say. Yeah. That's life.
That's life. I hate it. It sucks.
And welcome to the rest of us.
Terrible.
1 week you win 45-0. Next week you lose 24-3, and then the game that you lose 24-3. Like, this is not one of the games that you see from New England, because the things you see from teams that don't win football games, that are not winning football teams, are mistakes. You saw the rarities of jumping off sides to give a first down to the Rams, who called timeout after attempting to get that penalty on 4th and inches right inside the 5-yard line. They don't jump. Timeout. Out of the timeout, they jump, which led to a Cooper Kupp touchdown on a beautiful throw from Jared Goff. It's also not being able to stop the run. We saw that with the Dallas Cowboys this week. That is something you cannot do in the NFL, is get beat by the run over and over again, and Cam Akers is the one to do it. Just when we talked about, hey, you send a rookie Bill Belichick's way and he's going to totally destroy your will like he did to Justin Herbert on Sunday. 5 days later, Cam Akers with the best rookie rushing performance for the Rams, breaking Jerome Bettis' mark, with the best rookie rushing performance ever against Bill Belichick. 171 yards, most by a rookie this season. Cam Akers, we were talking yesterday about how the Rams cause so many fantasy headaches because you don't know, is it Malcolm Brown's day? Is it Darrell Henderson's day? It looks like it's Cam Akers' job. It really does. Next week's the Jets. Ay. But Cam Newton looked terrible. Offense looked anemic. 4th and goal, and they're running that quarterback sneak because they got what? They got nothing else.
Yeah.
They got what else we got here? It's so rare to see. It's so rare to see the 7 losses New England now has, most since 2002. And there's maybe more to come. They're at the Dolphins next week. And if that happens, that means the Patriots would not have their first winning season since before Tom Brady. It'll be a non-winning season in New England if they lose their next game at the Dolphins. And Brady had problems winning there with the Patriots. Cam's not going to have an easy time there. So rare to see, and it's time to start wondering what's going on there. What about turning the page? You know, Belichick earlier this season did mention how they were in cap purgatory, in a way. That they
sold out.
All right, they sold out to win those Super Bowl seasons in the final years of Brady, and it's now time for the credit card bill to come due, and they got to pay it. Right now, they're paying on layaway. 4 days after winning 45-0. 6-6. Is this the time that the Patriots are turning the corner? Can Belichick work his magic? They'd won 4 of 5, and then this happened. Cam didn't finish the game. In comes Jarrett Stidham. And one would think 6-7, season is essentially wrapped. I mean, if the Bills and Dolphins lose this week somehow, right? Let's say the Bills and Dolphins lose this week somehow. Both of them. Steelers win, Chiefs win. Entirely possible. Bills and Dolphins are both taking on the 1 and 2 seeds, respectively, in the AFC. You're 6-7, and the Dolphins are now a mere 8-5, about to try and personally fork stick you the next week. You're 2 back, and the Bills would be 9-4. Division's still toast. Do you have a shot at the wild card? Well, you're sniffing it at 6-7. You've got 2 teams a game in front of you. Let's say the Raiders and Ravens both lose. Let's say they both lose. The problem is the Raiders would lose. The Colts would go to 9-5. The Ravens would be 7-6, still a game in front of you. And the team that would be closest to you on this best case scenario would be the Dolphins at 8-5. And I just told you you're visiting them next week. I mean, this does not look good. It looks bleak. And normally you'd say, well, this is the time a team would turn to the young kid that they have on their roster at quarterback, and let's see what we have in Jarrett Stidham. And I know that the Patriots decided earlier in the year to go sign Cam because they, I guess, seen enough of Stidham in this pandemic season in which you don't have the on-field work and the OTAs in training camp. And you knew when they were signing Cam at the end of June there was going to be no training camp. You could sense it. Belichick's no dummy. Mike Reese of ESPN, right? Covers the Patriots for many, many years.
Yes, he does.
Asked Belichick the $1 million question about his quarterback, if Cam is going to be the guy moving forward. This is what happened.
Bill, I wanted to ask you about just the quarterback. You're going to stick with Cam next week at quarterback?
Yeah, great question, Mike. I'm really glad you asked that. Cam's our quarterback.
All right.
That's that.
I'm just gonna sense here, my spidey sense, my hosting spidey sense, that Bill didn't really appreciate the question. But I guess you're sticking with Cam because he gives you the best chance to win. I guess. Out of all of the times that I sit here and say, well, the head coach knows his team best, who better to know his team best than Bill Belichick?
Right.
That's what it means. Yeah, we're not going into Miami with Jarrett Stidham and beating Brian Flores and that team. Cam's just going to have to ball out. You have to figure something out. You have to figure something out.
Or there's nothing to figure out. This is what it is.
This is what it is.
This is it.
Welcome to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.